Traders, this is going to be very controversial, and I'm just waiting for the hate comments. But hopefully we won't get too many, because what I'm going to do today is I'm going to share with you the secret of trend trading that most people don't want you to know, especially the professionals. But I'm going to show you the stats. So this is not theory. This is actual statistics. So I'm going to put raw, real statistics, mathematics behind it, so that hopefully you won't put too many hate comments in. Hopefully you'll put thank you comments in. All right, so let's get down on it here, as Cool and the Gang once famously said. And what we're looking for is a trend. All right, so we got our good old friend, the trend here. So we had a trend up, now we get a trend down. Now you'll notice I've got trend wave counts here. These are not Elliott waves. Do not combine or confuse these with Elliott waves. And so 1, 2, 3, and then boom, we go back up. And so we're breaking this high. And now we're starting a new uptrend. 1, 2, 3. Now, why is this significant? It's significant because with trend trading, one of the most famous sayings in all of trend trading is the trend is your friend until the end. You've heard that. That saying is probably more important than you actually realize, and it's not just some kind of slogan that somebody made up. Again, there's statistics behind this, and your odds are at stake. Your risk is at stake. This is why it is so important that you really understand this. And that's what you're going to understand here in just a few moments. So we're going to make this a quick little video, because I think I can explain this pretty darn fast to you. All right, so let's go forward. And now we got our new trend. All right, now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the way that I count waves, like I said, they're not Elliott waves, for lack of a better term. Well, I'm Barry Burns with Top Dog Trading, so I call them Barry waves because I created this algorithm. And the thing about Elliott wave that I'm not crazy about is it imposes a 5-wave structure around trends. But markets expand and contract, and some trends are long and some trends are short. That's why I wanted to bring you over here first and show you this downtrend, which was only 3 waves down. Okay, the previous trend was 7 waves up. Now that we're in this new one, I'll bring it all the way over here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 waves. So that's a much longer trend. So that's the first thing to understand about trend, is that there's short trends and there's long trends. You need a minimum of 3 waves to actually have a trend. Wave 1 and 2 is not a trend. For the next cycle high was lower, then this would not count as a trend. Trends are long-term moves. By definition, and I'm talking about Webster's dictionary definition of trend, is the extended general direction of something. So if you think about that, what that means is a long-term move. A long-term move, not a short-term move. Now, from a trading perspective, that's really important, because it's not just trying to be a stickler for the English language, but from a trading perspective, that means we want a big reward and very little risk. So the risk-reward ratio on trend trades is very, very, very good. And if you define a trend as only a short-term move, you're not going to get that good risk-reward ratio. So there's a practical application to it just beyond the etymology of the word. Now, the highest probability trade is the wave 2, the first retrace in the trend, because you want to get in as early as possible. Remember, the trend is your friend until the end. Let's break that down. What does that mean? That means that the earlier you are in the trend, the higher the probability of the trade. The longer the trend goes, then the trend is no longer your friend, right? The trend is your friend until the end. So what we want to do is we want to have a way of measuring how early or late we are in a trend. Do you have, and this is the big question, do you have an objective way of measuring how early or late we are in the trend? And that's what these Barry waves count for you. So the longer we go, the less likely it is to continue. This is why you need to know not just that we're in a trend, but how early or late we're in the trend, and you need to have an objective, measurable, mathematical way of measuring that. And that's what this gives you. In fact, if you want to get my cycle indicator, which these wave counts are all built around the cycle indicator, just go right there. It's my gift to you. All of my viewers are welcome to go get that. And not only do I show you how to apply the cycle indicator on your chart, which you could do on pretty much any platform, but then also how to trade it. So I never just give an indicator away and say, go have fun. No, I want to teach you how to trade it. And it's all free. One video tutorial on how to trade it. And it's all about timing. All right, when do I enter? I want to enter down here. I want to enter down here. I want to buy these retraces. So how do we know? Again, objective, not just eyeballing it, but have an objective measurement for it. Now, let me show you something else that ties in with this when I talk about statistics. So here we have the bell curve of probability. And what this is, well, you've seen the bell curve probably before. So you've got the mean in the middle, and then you've got this bell-shaped thing. And the further something moves away from the mean, the lower the percentage of it continuing to move in that direction. So when you get out 2 standard deviations from the mean, you've only got like a 2% chance of it continuing in that direction. Now think of this. With a trend, the further it gets from its starting point, the less likely it is to continue. So this is where there is actual statistical analysis and truth behind the trend as your friend until the end. The further we get from the mean, the less likely it is to continue. So this is the 50 SMA. We're going to use that as our mean, even though it's technically an average. So I fully understand it's not the same, but close enough, especially with the noise that the market has. Now we're going to take that bell curve and we're going to flip it on its side. So here is the edge, 2 standard deviation. Okay, then we come to the mean or the average. Okay, and then we take this back down. So if we're going short, we'd have the same thing. So here is not a very good straight line, but now you can see the further we get away from the mean, the lower the probability of it continuing to go away from the mean. So that is the statistics applying the bell curve, turning it on its side. And we're getting more than 2 standard deviations away from the original mean of where it started from, right? Where it started from. So the 50 MA is moving, obviously. But at the beginning of the move, this whole pattern, this whole trend, we're anchoring it here. We're anchoring in the trend right there. And as it goes further and further and further and further away from where it began, the lower the probability or the odds of it continuing. So highest probability trade is here. It's so pretty early. Second highest probability trade would be there. Third highest probability. Oh, now we're getting into territory where the probability is getting lower and lower and lower and lower. And even this one does break this low, and then we're done. So when you're trend trading, very important to have a tool that measures how early or late you are in the trend. It must be objective and rule-based. And you can go get mine right there. And that's my cycle indicator. And again, you get the indicator, teach you how to use it, and all for free. It used to be a webinar that I used to do live, but now I recorded it so that you can go watch it anytime that's convenient for you.